Okay, that's a good question. Let me go ahead and record how to do this. If you want to generate a bunch of values for an array and stuff of them, this is needed for your latest labs where you have to generate a graph showing the performance. Let me go ahead and at least show you how you can start an array with a certain size. So let's get into our class code. Let's see. I'm going to call it generate random array, which is really what this comes down to. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and include IOStream. We'll do int main, int argc, char star rev. We'll go ahead and return 0 there. Alright. So, there's different ways to do random variables. Probably the easiest way is let's go ahead and include is doing on, was it rand? Not SSL rand, wow, man, srand. There we go, from standard lib, that's part of the standard C library. You just call rand and it generates a pseudo-random number between 0 and rand max. Well, that makes it easy. stdlib.h. So in other words, bless you. If you were to do cout just rand, and we were going to go ahead and do g++ main.cvp and a.out. Gives you looks like a random number, although it's giving you the same random number each time. That's because you have to seed it. So I usually do srand 100, just give it some seed. And now it's a different random number, but notice that it's giving you the same one. Well, the point here is that if you actually call this multiple times, it would generate a lot of different random numbers, although in a certain order. So these are pretty much pseudo-random numbers. So using rand, you can generate a bunch of random integers. How does this help us? Well, let's say we have a function int, I'll make a pointer, generate random array of a certain size, which is really what we're looking to do. Well, first we'll need to create that array. Int ret equals, oops, let me make sure that's a pointer. Ret equals new int of size. And we're going to want to return that when we're done. And we'll just have for int I equals 0, I is less than size, I plus plus. We'll have ret sub I equals to, and we'll just call random. So we'll set it all to a bunch of random numbers and then call it a day. Well, if we have that and we call generate random array, we'll say 10 at first, rand1 equals generate random array of size 10, and we'll go ahead and just rand1 sub I. We'll just print those all out. It's just giving me a bunch of random numbers there. You know what? I could do this multiple times. Call it again. This time we'll do random2. Call it again. Now we get another set of random numbers. So this one function down here will be very useful for your timings because it can generate an array of essentially random numbers. One thing I want to touch base on before I continue, if you wish to limit the let's say the range of the random numbers, random's going to go from 0 to rand max. If you want to limit it to only to 1,000, you could do %1000. And now if I were to run it, all the numbers are from 0 to 1,000. So by adding a % whatever, you can limit where it's going from 0 to 1,000. And of course, if you want to shift that, maybe you want it to be from 1,000 to 2,000, you could do 1,000 plus rand. We'll go and put that in parentheses just to make it clear. Mod 1,000. So it's going to start at 1,000 and then add some value between 0 and 1,000. And that should give you between 1,000 and 2,000. There you go.
So for these sorting lists, what type of values would be best to add?
I would stick with the pure random values like this. Pure random values like that. And notice that your sorting algorithm is supposed to be able to handle that. If it's not there, it just doesn't give you anything, which is fine, because it's returning a true or false, correct? Your search algorithm. Your sorting algorithm is just sorting it. Your search algorithm is finding out if it's in there.
Both of the searches are returning ints.
And those are the,
Bubbles, binary search.
what does the header say that those are? The index?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so if it returns -1, then it's not there.
Okay.
Which is fine. So this is how you could populate your array with random values and then call sort. And since they're hopefully seemingly random, that'll probably give you a good distribution of what it could be. Do keep in mind that it's returning, I have a new and no delete. So after the call to this function, it is, just to show you that if I were to Valgrind this right now, I am going to have a memory leak. Definitely lost because this function has a new, and I need to match that with the delete. But that's only if you're actually submitting code for, whoops, let me recompile it, and then Valgrind it. This is only, oh, that's fine. Oh, mismatch free. I'll have to look at that in a moment. Oh, I see. Much better. And this is only if you're submitting code that's using this function. I just want to keep you aware of that. But I haven't, at least now, assigned any labs that are required. All right, did that answer your question, PJ?
I think so, yes, sir.
All right, great.